Hello, I'm Robert, a fact-checker and science blogger and helping people scared of so many things. And this time it's these people worrying about the 21st of December, and they have been led to believe that the Mayans think the world's going to end on that day. And that's absolute nonsense. So first of all, most people wouldn't get scared. I don't know why this thing even got underway, this idea that you should be scared of some belief of the Mayans. Most people don't believe in Ragnarok, the final battle of the Viking gods leading to a new age. But the Mayans didn't even have a battle. They celebrated every Baktun. It's just a new cycle, like a new day. Nothing more happening than happens at the end of the night, at midnight when you come over to a new day. And the Europeans invented the entire Mayan end times thing. The Mayan 13th Baktun started in 2012. And then, do you believe in these gods? This is the Mayan sun god and one of dozens of gods. If you do, then listen to what the real Mayans say in Guatemala. The Mayans thought in cycles. A new Baktun is like the start of a new day, and that's all. They have an origin story, but they don't have any ending story. And many cultures are like that. It's the Christians do have an ending story. The Vikings have a renewal story, but and the Hindus have stories a bit like that. But many cultures it's just an origin story, and that's it. And these are the Mayan dates for celebrating new Baktuns. And so as you can see, there was nothing special. That was the 13th was in 2012, the 2nd in 1618, the 11th was celebrated in 1224, and it's going forward. Next will be in 2407, 2801, first Baktun in 4772. It's the same thing, it's just a cycle just going on and on and on. And just they had big celebrations for all those as well. They must have. And then we'll have more big celebrations in the future. They still exist in Guatemala. There's a Guatemalan Mayan in our group. And then the Mayans didn't have telescopes either. This is the, just get me off the screen for a minute. This is the Galileo's telescope. And one of his, he had several telescopes. It magnifies about 20 times. Slightly more powerful than our binoculars. And the Mayan astronomy wasn't a patron of ours. They didn't even have the equivalent of Galileo's early telescopes. And their mathematics was very basic. They didn't have ratios, zero or negative numbers. So why people think that we should listen to Mayan astronomy? It was great. They had great astronomy for their time, but nothing like our astronomy. And then I've done a video about that already. Why we can't have 3 days of darkness. I'll link to this page at the bottom. And then why our universe, other people think our universe is going to go from 3D to 5D. That's what would happen to if you had dice for playing a game of Scrabble or whatever it is. Some game you play games with dice. And your dice would have to turn into something like that. And when you spin it around, that's what it would do, as it turned around at different angles. That's what you'd see. It's crazy, ridiculous idea. People who thought that don't know what dimensions mean. And this is a chap who he just says the world's going to end, time after time after time. And this time he said, based on nothing, that the Mayan calendar starts from the 21st of December 2020. It just came out of his mind, not from anywhere, no basis for it. And this then ran as a story in Daily Express and spread and went viral, because Daily Express don't check anything. And he doesn't believe his own story, because he's selling tickets for a conference on the 24th of April. So obviously you don't sell tickets if you think the world's going to end before the date of your tickets. Anyway, and then so that's more about the Mayans. And this is about what's really going to happen. And it's a rather lovely sight. You'll get a very bright star in the sky. If you've been watching, if you had clear nights, you might have seen Jupiter and Saturn getting closer together in the sky. It's just a line of sight thing. They're nowhere near each other physically. It's just like a plane flying in front of the moon. But they're close together. The plane is nowhere near the moon. It's just your line of sight. In the same way, Jupiter is nowhere near Saturn. It's just a line of sight thing that is passing like a plane in between you and very distant Saturn. And Jupiter is also very distant. And these can't harm us in any way. They can't harm each other in any way. Nothing's going to happen. It's just something that looks rather lovely if you've got, especially if you've got a small telescope. I talk all about it in that video, in that article. That's it. So, keeping the video short and straightforward, simple, and so hopefully this has helped some of you who've got scared. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just a lovely thing. Do try and have a go and looking at it if you want to see, especially if you can get hold of binoculars, or if you've got a friend with a small telescope, then it's well worth seeing if you can find it. That page will explain a bit more about how to do that. I'll put a link to this in the video description.